Hey, listener, you press play, and I'm so glad you did. On this episode of the Jock and Nerd Podcast, Fox drops the first full trailer for the Deadpool sequel. Anthony Mackie wants a Falcon and Winter Soldier team-up movie.
Geek boner.
Chris Evans says goodbye to the MCU. Spike Lee wants to bring an obscure Spider-Man character to the big screen, and Black Panther is on its way to become the highest-grossing MCU flick, while Justice League ends its run as the lowest-grossing DC movie. Plus, our review of the pilot episode of Krypton on Syfy, all about Superman's granddaddy. All in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Friday, March 23rd, 2018.
Check. Check one. All right. This is really fans out there. Let's give it up. We're talking, we nerded. We're funny, disturbing. We're talking, we nerded. We're spoiler alert. Oh yeah. We're talking, we nerded. We're funny, disturbing. Oh yeah. I'm talking, we nerded. We're spoiler alert. Give it up one time.
That's right. Hello, what's up? And welcome to another geek-tastic edition of the Jock and Nerd Podcast, giving you your weekly fix of comic book and superhero TV and movie news reviews and whatever we choose, along with a little bit of silliness and some nonsense. My name is Imran.
And my name's Rugboy.
He's the Rug Boy.
And he's the nerd.
And yet again...
Bro, do you even podcast?
I guess he
Anthony, the Jock, does not podcast. Not on this show. He is out again. He is out in Phoenix. He told us last episode.
We were warned.
What do you think he's doing out there, Ruggs?
I don't know. I feel like that this is a going to be an interesting story when he gets back because he's in a kind of a different situation this time, I think.
Is he? See, I think his whole trip can be summed up in one sound clip.
Cool.
So is he finding Kulo?
I don't know. Is he tending Kulo? I don't know how it works. Hopefully we'll get a nice post-show story.
Maybe he's just like a Kulo goalie. Like Kulo comes at him and he just swats it away because...
Oh, he's Kulo Wingman. He's Kulo Wingman.
Yeah, he can be Kulo Wingman.
Blocker side save.
Oh, shit.
From the Kulo
He's Kulo Goose.
Oh, man, that's a great visual image. Somebody draw that. Kulo goalie. Look, if you're a new listener, thanks for checking us out. Make sure you visit the website, the show notes for this episode, jockandnerd.com/213, where I have links to everything, like everything we talk about, links to all the ways you can subscribe to the show so you never miss a show. And Ruggs, officially today, we are recording on Friday, March 23rd. Guess what? Officially today,
Jock and Nerd,
it is our 3-year birthday.
Really?
We have completed 3 years of
Holy
podcasting.
shitballs.
I believe the first show posted March 23rd, 2015.
oh, shit.
Wow. I can't believe we did a thing every week for 3 years. So this was going to be our celebration show, but I can't do it without the Anthonys.
We'll wait till he comes back. It's only fair.
Yeah, we'll push it back to next week. So you guys, if you want to sing us happy birthday, visit our website, click that leave a message button, and sing us happy birthday. We'll play it on the show. But what you're going to get in this show is a whole bunch of geek news. We got trailers. We got lots of fun stuff to discuss, Ruggs. And then we are going to review the pilot episode of Krypton on Syfy.
Geek boner.
The show about Superman's granddaddy.
Yes. Interesting.
And I can't wait. I don't know what you thought about it, Ruggs. I can't wait to find out what you thought about it because it is a very interesting show. Before we get to the news, couple of announcements right up here at the top. The fine folks over at Stitcher, which is one of the awesome podcast directories, you can find this very show. They have helped us give you a free month of Stitcher Premium.
Jock and Nerd.
Just for you, just for listeners of the Jock and Nerd Podcast. Just go to Stitcher.com/premium. Use the promo code NERD. And you will get 1 free month of Stitcher Premium. You can check out Marvel's first audio drama podcast called Wolverine: The Long Night. That's only on Stitcher Premium. It's 3 episodes in, Ruggs. I've been following it. I've been listening to the after show. It's really fucking good. I'm really digging it, dude. It's got me hooked.
I should listen to this.
Dude, it's very good. In the 3rd episode, the plot gets moves
Is
on.
there
You
any
learn
guest
more.
stars?
I don't know.
Any like
I don't know.
cameos?
Name drops maybe of things in the Marvel universe, but they make another comment about how short Wolverine is, which I love.
Geek boner.
They keep mentioning how short this Wolverine is. This is what they do. That's something really cool, because on the post show, on the after shows, they talk to the writer, and you don't think about how writing for an audio format is different than a comic book. Like, how do you do a flashback in audio, right? Think about it.
Right. That's a little bit more different.
Episode 3 does several flashbacks, scenes within scenes, and it works really well. Like, it's really creative how they did it. I got to give them props for that. Check out Wolverine The Long Night and get a free month of Stitcher Premium. Seth Morgan, listener Seth Morgan, just posted on our Facebook group. He says, good news, bad news department. Good news, I just joined Stitcher, a site filled with thousands of quality podcasts, and got 1 free month by typing nerd in the promo code box. That's winning. I like that. Bad news, he says. I found out what a quality podcast is supposed to sound like.
Somebody touch my spaghetti!
I don't know what that means. What does that
Seth
mean?
Morgan, what are you trying to say, Seth
Is
Morgan?
he mad because he's been listening to our show and finally heard something good?
Is this a dig, Seth Morgan?
Or is he or is he dissing them? Yeah, you can go either way.
Did it look, if that is even your real name, Seth Morgan? Look,
Are you really Seth Rogen?
Are you really Seth Rogen trolling us as Seth Morgan?
Oh,
Yes.
shit.
I don't know what Seth Morgan's trying to say, but everyone should go do what he did. Visit Stitcher.com/premium. Use the promo code NERD. Also, our buddy, the Ginger Geek himself, Matt Delhauer, will be reviewing Wolverine The Long Night on his blog. So that'll be fun.
Woo.
Speaking of the Delhauers, that leads into our next very exciting announcement.
Talking nerd.
As mentioned on the last What the Fuck episode, Matt Delhauer's show, his new podcast, has officially launched. That is awesome.
Oh, shit.
You can find it at gingergeekblogs.com. It's called The Ginger Geek Pod. And you had the balls to launch on our birthday, Rugs. I don't know. I think maybe that's like a tribute.
Yeah,
I was taking it personally, but I'm not. I love that. It's like a tribute to us. It's like another spin-off. It's someone we had on the show.
It's like our show's not coming out until later anyway. We're recording it on our birthday.
That's true. It doesn't technically come out on birthday. His show launched on our birthday. Episode 1 is up. It's called In the Shadow of Luke Skywalker. I will put links to this in the show notes. It's short. It's really good. You get to learn a little bit about Matt. He talks about The Last Jedi and what Luke Skywalker meant to him, and a little bit about writing for The Nerdist. When we met him in 2015, he was freelance writing for The Nerdist. So he gets into that. Check it out. Give it a listen. Subscribe to that show. Subscribe to this show. Lots of great geek audio content. Let's get to the news, you bastards.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
And then after you do all that, get in touch with us, listener. Let us know what you think. Visit our website, jockandnerd.com/contact. That's where you're going to find like our Twitter page, our Facebook page. You can send us a message, speak pipe, and a link to our awesome Facebook group. Join the Jock and Nerd Nation. Rugs, this bitch is almost 200 strong.
Oh,
Whoa.
shit.
The nation will be taking over. I don't know. I think that's a lot of people.
Only like 10 of them listen to the show.
Probably. Proof. Look, if you're in the group and you just joined and you have not listened, you're not hearing this. Let me say welcome to a couple of people, because this week, like 20 people joined. I can't say hi to everybody. Here's who I'm going to pick out. Clay Groves, who has a podcast called the Fish Nerds Podcast.
Talking nerd.
A fellow nerd. He's a fish nerd.
Oh.
Welcome to the group.
You must like, that new Game of the Tour movie.
Oh, he's like
The Shape of Water fan, yes.
Shape of Water nerd. Clay, have you reviewed The Shape of Water? That should fit for your fish podcast.
Yeah.
I think he should do that. Adrienne Jackson Hardinson, Yogesh Patidar, and all of Jess Rivera, Michael Bomer's, Ray O'Neill's, and John Bellatti's friends that they added. Welcome to the group.
I'm into Yogesh Patitar.
Yogesh Patidar is a great name.
Yeah, it's like Pat Benatar's like Indian friend.
Pat Benatar's Indian doppelganger.
Maybe it's like a yoga instructor for Pat Benatar.
That would be a great super group. They should team up and tour the world.
Yeah.
Yogesh and Pat Benatar.
Can I ask in the show notes, why is one name highlighted?
Well, I copied it from Facebook, so it pasted in like the Facebook link, and it didn't pull the link.
I was like, oh, is that a famous person?
No, it's just the way I pasted it in, so you can click on Adrienne Jackson Hardison and find out more about her.
I'm clicking it right now. Let's see what happens.
Don't click it, Rugs. You're gonna get distracted.
Oh, shit.
Okay, I've clicked on it.
What happened?
I just had to click on it because it was a link. I was like, I need to click this.
Well, I don't blame you. You see a link, you got to click it. I mean,
that's
what
why I
links
have
are
viruses on my computer.
That's what links are for.
Okay, let's move on.
I ain't letting Cable kill this kid. But I can't do this alone.
Can you speak up? It's hard to hear you with that pity dick in your mouth.
We're gonna form a super duper fucking group. We need them tough, morally flexible, and young enough to carry their own franchise for 10 to 12 years. We will be known as X-Force.
Isn't that a little derivative?
You're absolutely right. Now, let's go get our fuck on.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
We got to start with Deadpool 2. They just dropped their first official trailer. I guess we did see like a teaser trailer. It was like a weird half trailer, right, Ruggs? That original one?
The one with the action figures?
Yeah, where there's a little Toy Story parody in the middle.
Yes.
So this is like their first official trailer, and why this is important is because in between these two trailers was all that hubbub about the test screening and how initial reports said it was a disaster. And then immediately following that, reports saying, no, it wasn't a disaster. I got an article from Hollywood Reporter. Headline, Deadpool 2 outscores original in test screenings.
Oh, shit.
This article is saying that Deadpool 2 is screening higher than the original, Ruggs. Is that possible?
It could be possible.
It earned a 98 in one of its final tests.
You gotta understand that there's probably excitement for this movie, so it may score higher.
Oh, there's excitement. I am very excited. So this article mentions Deadpool 2 underwent reshoots 6 days worth last month in Vancouver to add more of what the test screening audiences enjoyed. That's 3 days fewer than those done for the 2016 original. And there was a secret cameo. They added a secret cast. I don't know who this could be. Could they have nabbed a Hugh Jackman Wolverine cameo for Deadpool 2?
That could be cool.
That would be fucking crazy. I think the movie is doing fine, and as is evidenced by this fucking awesome trailer. I love this trailer. Ruggs, you check this trailer out.
Yeah, that's what.
Oh my God. There's something about this movie that everything I see so far, I'm in, dude. I'm so in. They had me in at Mama Said Knock You Out.
Yeah, isn't it
Came
great
on?
that they're using old school rap?
Yes. That's when I was like, oh, fuck yeah. This thing is doing
Remember
everything
when
right.
rap was good? Remember?
Yeah, they're like, remember when rap was good and then mumble? I remember that.
Yeah.
I love everything about this trailer. I think this movie is going to do really well. What'd you think overall of the trailer, Ruggs?
I thought it was good. I didn't watch it that many times. I saw it like maybe one time in its entirety. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, it looks like legit. You had him in the Professor X chair. I thought it was going to be Patrick Stewart, and then it was him, because they both have the bald head, you know?
Him doing wheelies in Professor X wheelchair in the mansion is fucking great.
And there was hilarious. A Wakanda salute in there.
Yes, the cops. That's what I love about this. It's so meta. It's unapologetically meta. It's a fucking. This is the superhero movies that say fuck you to other superhero movies. You know what I like about this? These Deadpool movies remind me of. Everybody has that one friend who's a really bad influence. That he's always on fucking drugs or he's drinking, that when you go out to hang out with him, you don't know if you're going to get stabbed or punched or arrested, but you do know you're going to have a memorable, exciting night that's going to be like a movie, and you do it anyways. That's what this Deadpool movie is to me.
I like the fact that X-Force is kind of a joke.
Yes, and I love that it's official.
And he's got that yellow costume thing, like he made it himself, like the shirt.
There's so many nods to like his different costumes and different suits in this. Like he has like a silver looking thing at one point. He's wearing high heels.
Yeah, that was weird.
In the strip club, and he's flipping and fucking cutting heads off.
Yeah,
Dopinder. I love seeing Dopinder. He's the best.
Yeah, he's chilling in the car waiting for him as a bunch of guys are chasing Deadpool.
That's fucking great. Cable looks great, and I guess he's not the villain. I guess he's looking for that kid. He's got to kill the kid.
I don't get the big fat kid who makes fire. I don't get.
I don't know. I don't know who that is. And everyone has these collars, and I don't know why Cable is looking. It's because it's not like like the comic book Cable that he's who was it? Scott Summers is his dad, and his child is, I forget. It's a girl. It's not his kid.
Isn't Cable Scott Summers and Jean Grey's son?
Son, right. Scott Summers' dad. He has the most confusing background. I hope they streamline it a little. But I guess he's from the future. He's trying to kill this kid. I don't know what's going on. We find out who Terry Crews is playing. He's a character called Bedlam.
That's a letdown.
Very obscure. Yeah, he should have been like Bishop or Bridge. You see the Blackbird. I love that pity dick line. And I love that he said X-Force. Like he's made it official.
It's legit.
That swordplay scene looked like Kill Bill. Like they were copping Kill Bill a little bit. I love it. I love all of it. I'm so excited for this movie.
I gotta watch the trailer again. God damn it.
Dude, it's so much fun. It's got a great energy. I just love the vibe, the tone of these movies. Like I'm all in because they could say fuck you to, all traditional superhero movies and have fun. So the other members we see in here, there's that chick that's like spinning the chain. That's Surge. Of course, Domino is going to be in there. Bedlam, like we just said. Somebody named Zeitgeist. It's another X-Force character.
Oh.
And I think you see Shatterstar in the background.
Yeah.
That one scene, right?
We know that he's in in that helicopter or whatever the fucking thing is.
So there's your X-Force team. It looks sick, dude. I couldn't be more excited. It looks like a lot of fun. And I'm wondering who that cameo is. That's going to be...
What if it's Professor X?
As the cameo? But which one? McAvoy or fucking...
Either one.
Patrick Stewart.
Gotta be old Professor X.
Man, if they pull off a Hugh Jackman Wolverine cameo in secret and it comes out of nowhere,
it could be. That would be the big get. And if he's in the suit.
Yeah.
Imagine he's Wolverine in the suit.
Oh my God, in the bright yellow suit? Yes.
Geek boner.
That would be fucking dope.
I love it. I love where she's like, isn't that derivative? He's like, absolutely. Let's get our fuck on. Oh, it's so good. It's perfect. It's exactly what this movie needs. When is this coming out? And what's it called? It's just called DP2.
Double Penetration 2.
May 18th. Can't wait. Good stuff. Let's move on to a little bit of MCU Avengers Infinity War talk. This article posted by Adam Morris to our Facebook group, Jock and Nerd Nation, regarding Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan kind of talking about making a team-up movie, how they would love to do a team-up movie. I think it was, who said this? Mackie said he's really good friends with Sebastian Stan. They would love to do, it could be a Falcon, a Winter Soldier movie like Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte in 48 Hours, or like a Midnight Run or a buddy comedy movie from the 80s. I love this idea, and I don't see why they should do a whole Marvel team-up like side franchise. We just make fucking team-up movies.
That would be cool.
Would that be too much? You think it would dilute it too much?
I don't know. You don't want to go through all the good bad guys on, because you need to save those for the big event films, right?
That's true. So these team-up movies,
they're going to be underwhelming, if they're not like something big. Let's say like they do a team-up movie and it's not like a great movie. It's like just a really small movie. Like it's not like they have to go big or go home, and then you're going to dilute like all the brand. You're going to like...
Yeah, that's the one thing I'd be afraid of. I mean, you could have a smaller budget and kind of put them in between, but there's something there.
I mean, they could do anything, but I just don't think it's a great idea to start doing team-up movies.
I want to see like Marvel team-up where it was Spider-Man and somebody else every issue.
It depends. Like, for example, like Captain America, does he have like a big rogues gallery? We had Red Skull. He's gone.
Not really. Yeah.
And there's a couple of other guys. There's the Skull and Crossbones. They did that guy.
You got Zemo and fucking Zola, and it's all mostly those kind of guys.
Yeah, they've kind of used up a lot. They have like the Snake people left, I guess.
Yeah. And I mean, so the Captain America movies are like team-up movies anyways.
Yeah.
What if you did a whole phase? Like Adam Morris, this is what he suggested in his comment. I'd love to see a 2-person team-up phase. Like it was just like phase 5, and every movie was a pairing, and it was still building to like a giant thing at the end. That could be kind of fun.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, having a buddy dynamic makes the movie more fun. It's more of a fun thing. You don't really use the buddy dynamic when you want like a serious film with like, that's film. True.
Unless you pair two characters with opposite, ideas and philosophies, and then like which one is the good guy? Maybe one guy ends up being the bad guy.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
That's probably never going to happen anyway, so I don't know why we're discussing it. But Mackie, he came out and said something. Speaking of Captain America, Ruggs, last episode, you did mention about, all these actors are coming out of contract. Chris Evans had talked about wanting to move on and do other stuff. And I guess allegedly, maybe Adam Morris also posted this article where it kind of confirms he will bid farewell to the MCU after Avengers 4. Basically, he was supposed to be done at the third movie, but extended it to the fourth movie. His exact quote is, "You want to get off the train before they push you." Now, that doesn't mean that his contract is up. He can't, negotiate a new contract if they do. Because isn't this kind of a spoiler then? That
You never say never.
Right? You can't.
Like, if he could probably go away for a couple years and come back. He's still young.
Yeah, he could take a break and come back as a little bit of older Cap, as a mentor.
Yeah, but, I mean, he's still, relatively young. He's not going to go... I don't think Chris Evans is going to be like, fuck it, I'm going to just eat hamburgers and fucking get fat.
He's been doing this for a long time, but and his commitment to it is amazing. But just like Chris Hemsworth now, they've both finished all the stuff they're supposed to shoot as their characters. Is either of those up for to die in Infinity War? Totally possible. Probably will happen.
I think that Cap doesn't ever really die anyway. How many times has he been killed in the comic?
Yeah, he's been killed a couple times and come back.
Yeah, so it's
Just
like
a
you
few.
kill him and he'll come back.
Joe Henry also posted a comment to this, to Adam, saying, "Adam, don't worry, man. This is a clickbait article. Chris Evans' exact words are, this is the last time he's contractually obligated to play Cap. I think Marvel is trying to keep it under wraps as to what will happen after Avengers 4. Evans has gone on record saying that he would be happy to play Cap longer if they'll have him. My speculation, if Cap dies and is brought back somehow, I think we'll see Cap again in Spider-Man Homecoming. Somehow." He says, "I typed it first."
Oh, shit.
All right, well, you get credit, Joe. If that happens in a Spider-Man movie, Joe thought of it first, right, Ruggs?
Okay, I'm putting it in my Rolodex. I don't know what that means.
You have a Rolodex?
What is it? These are phone numbers.
I love that Anthony's not here because we can make jokes millennials won't get.
No.
We can make Mr. Belvedere and Punky Brewster references.
Sure.
And, it's all good. We don't got to worry about that going, what are you talking about?
Hey.
Bro, do you even podcast?
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
All right, more people from the MCU being reunited, Ruggs. Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth, they are going to be making a movie together. Guess what it is? It's the Men in Black reboot spinoff.
Oh, shit.
Hard thumbs down noise.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want to see that.
Wow.
I don't even want to see Will Smith do it again.
Yeah, I mean, the first movie was really good, and then the other two, I don't know.
It just,
you really didn't.
You know
need
what? We're at its welcome. I don't care about fucking. I mean, it's funny the first time. Even the third one was better. The second one was complete garbage.
The first one is great, though. The first one is still great.
Right, but that's what it is. It's like one of those things that you do once, and it's it's a funny comedy. You could go back again, but it's never going to be as good as the first one.
So, Thompson is in talks to join Hemsworth in Sony's Men in Black spinoff, sources tell Variety. F. Gary Gray, who directed Straight Outta Compton and The Fate of the Furious, is going to direct, fast-track the project for a 2019 release. So, it's a spinoff. Look, the world of Men in Black, I think is fairly interesting. There's a lot of potential there. If they just took out, because they had to focus on fucking Agent J and K, those other two movies. I want to know more about this world that Men in Black is set in. It could be something interesting.
I really don't give a shit.
No?
No.
At least, would you rather still have them do the Men in Black 21 Jump Street mashup?
No.
They're not doing that anymore. And maybe they shouldn't.
I'm over bad comedies. They don't know how to do them good anymore. Nothing's funny anymore.
I agree. It's just don't fucking fuck with it if you're going to do something.
I don't know.
Come up with something new. How about, have you seen a trailer for that movie Tag?
That looks good.
That looks really great. It looks like a great adult comedy. A movie about a bunch of friends, I guess based on a true story. Bunch of friends have been playing a game of tag for 30 years.
Right.
The cast looks great. And I'm surprised nobody has made a movie like this yet. That's what a great idea.
Well, it's based on reality, which is usually stupider than fiction.
Right. You would never think somebody would play fucking tag for 30 years. But that looks like a great adult R-rated fun comedy. This Men in Black spinoff, maybe they shouldn't do it. Last thing I want to talk about before we take a quick break is Spike Lee And the showrunner for Luke Cage on Netflix, Chio Hodari Coker, reportedly they are attached to direct and develop this Night Watch movie for Sony.
Oh, shit.
You ever read Night Watch?
I have not.
It looks like Spawn, but it's not.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. It unfortunately came out like the same month Spawn did, and the design of the character is very derivative of Spawn.
Yeah.
Spawn itself is kind of derivative of Spider-Man and some other things. It's just a evolution.
It's like, who has capes with horns on it?
And then like big eyes and
Yeah.
yeah. So what can you tell us about Night Watch, Ruggs? It's kind of a unique idea.
It's magic based, isn't it? Like a magic based character.
It's the thing where there's a doctor who's he's walking down the street and he sees a superhero fighting a bunch of dudes, and he sees him get killed. And he goes up to investigate, and he takes the guy's mask off, and it's him from the future.
Oh yeah, it's a future thing, right?
So there's a little bit of time travel in there, and there's magical, mystical abilities granted by whatever. But he was comes from Spider-Man, introduced 1993's Web of Spider-Man, number 97 in the 90s. I vaguely remember him, but I like Spike Lee, Chio Hodari Coker. That got me excited because I missed a good Spike Lee movie, man. What happened? What happened to Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee? Can he make something like that anymore?
He made Chirac.
He did, and I still haven't seen that. And it's a musical.
I watched maybe the first 20 minutes.
Is it good?
And I was like, I can't watch this.
No, he should totally put Mookie as a sidekick of Night Watch in this movie.
As soon as I could only tolerate it for a little bit. And then I was just like, all right, I'm done with this.
See, man, fucking Do the Right Thing is amazing. But actually, John Bellotti reminded me, Spike dropped a Black Panther reference way back in Do the Right Thing. Remember that scene at the pizza shop where the guy, he's got a Black Panther comic book, and he's like, Black Panther eats pizza, we eat pizza.
Yeah.
It's fucking badass.
You know what Chirac reminded me of? It's like Spike Lee went to go see In the Heights or something by
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah, and just was like, I'm doing a movie of this. And I was like,
I want to do my rap, urban hip hop rap.
Yeah, so, yeah.
So look, they're making Venom. They're gonna make Night Watch. I heard actually that Silver and Black has been pushed back indefinitely. Something happened. Let's see if the Sony Spider-Man universe does anything. Do you want to know what Spike Lee's working on now? This is kind of interesting. And just how I'm saying.
Is it a Dave Chappelle sketch?
It is not a Dave Chappelle sketch, you bastard.
Oh, shit.
What the fuck?
Somebody touch my spaghetti!
No. For 2018, it is a movie called Black Klansman.
So it is a Dave Chappelle sketch.
Oh, shit. It is a Dave Chappelle sketch. Oh, I see where you're going with that. I totally missed the joke. Here's the description. Ron Stallworth, an African-American police officer from Colorado, successfully managed to infiltrate the local Ku Klux Klan and became the head of the local chapter.
Oh, shit.
Wow. That's a story. I've never heard that story.
That's based on a true story, yeah.
That's amazing. I'm looking forward to this. Maybe a return to
Did you hear the one about I think it was an Indian dude who tried to be black, pretended to be black to get college tuition?
Oh, really?
Yeah. See,
there was that white dude who thought he was Filipino, drove around in the little Filipino car.
I'm talking about what are you talking about?
What? There was that dude who wanted to be Filipino.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't
just lived his life as a Filipino guy.
That's great,
dude. Black Klansman sounds dope though. Good for I don't know what we're talking about. Look, we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna play some promos, and then we got a Patreon challenge and more news. And the review of the pilot Krypton on Syfy.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll get you back to your podcasty goodness now in a minute.
First, we'd like to take a second to tell you about our marginally better podcast, the 365 Flicks podcast.
I am the Scottish weeding whore, Chris.
And I am the Pissy X video store clerk, Kev.
And we bring you the latest movie and TV news, reviews, and rants.
All that and a bunch of top fives that you really will not care about.
Subscribe to us on iTunes, Libsyn, and all other third-party podcasting apps.
And on top of all that, you'll get free access to our indie talk. You'll hear us speaking with directors, producers, actors, comic book creators and artists about their experiences.
Don't forget to drop us 5 stars and follow us on the Facebooks and the Twitters.
Told them not to go in the water.
What's up, everybody? This is Mr. Throwback Thursday from the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast. Along with my co-host Bill, every Thursday we bring you classic hip-hop.
Classic. Straight classic.
You know, all the good stuff, the stuff that you forgot about, the golden age, pre-golden age, back to the original era.
For all the pioneers, I'm going way back.
Each week we bring you hip-hop headlines, so we let you know what's going on with your favorite artists from back in the day. We bring you Wu News. We dedicate an entire segment just to the Wu-Tang Clan every week.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
We bring you 2 records. One is a one and done. One is a record of the week. We give you an artist of the month. We give you all the classics.
Classic. Straight classic.
Come and check us out. Every week we're on iTunes, Stitcher, and at MrThrowbackThursday.com. And if you remember nothing else, always remember, new school stale, old school fresh.
Hey listener, Dutch here from Voice from the Underground, the podcast. My co-host and I want to invite you to check out our little corner of the podcast verse. At Voice from the Underground, we talk about all the crazy happening around us and try to make a little bit of sense out of the nonsense with little to no results. If the idea of hearing 3 semi-intelligent, outspoken nerds talk about politics, social issues, current events, sports, movies, pretty much anything that we decide to talk about because, well, it's our show, appeals to you, grab your shovel and come on down to the underground, and then consult a qualified psychotherapist. Find us wherever you get your podcasts, just not where you buy your weed.
Voice from the Underground.
Doc and Nerd.
Hey, listener, if you love the show and you want more show, there's a place where you can go.
Oh, shit.
Hey, that rhymed. Join the fan club. Just visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon, where you're going to help us keep the lights on, and you will get exclusive bonus content just for our fan club members. And listener and patron John Seifert Ruggs wrote in. He has a Patreon challenge.
Really?
Yes. Check this out. Here's what he says. Dear Jock and Nerd Nation, I was listening to NPR a few weeks ago during one of their torturous, never-ending pledge drives and was suddenly struck with inspiration in regards to the Jock and Nerd podcast. I thought to myself, geez, wouldn't it be great if Jock and Nerd 2 gave us compelling hour a week of quality programming?
That's a diss.
But besides that, I also came up with the idea of hosting a pledge drive challenge. I am currently a $20 a month supporter of Jock and Nerd. It really isn't a lot of money. Call it $5 per broadcast on average. Hell, I spend $4 on one latte every morning at Starbucks, and Starbucks don't even got puppets.
Not yet.
What bullshit. I feel the enjoyment and insight I get from the boys is well worth $5 per show. Heck, just think about Rugboy's contribution alone. Great insight, snappy patter, a wealth of comic book related knowledge, all while having a man's fist in his ass.
It could be a woman.
It's only because he's a pro that you can hardly tell how much he's enjoying himself.
Am I?
And let me tell you, I'm not exactly rolling in dough, but supporting Jock and Nerd Nation needs to happen, and I think anybody who listens can and should give a couple of bucks. Because let's face it, vape juice, cases of muscle milk, and biannual dry cleanings of certain co-hosts cost money. Yes, they do cost a lot of money. When you think about it, it's only fair to lend your support. And if you so choose, you can easily offset your charitable monthly donation, as I do, by shoplifting at Dollar Tree.
Oh, shit.
But I digress. Here's my challenge. Beginning April 1st, actually, we're going to start it now. I jumped early. Beginning now, if just a few stubborn Jock and Nerd brethren out there come together and collectively donate just $100 in new support by the end of the month, I'll double my own support from $20 a month to $40 a month.
Jock and Nerd.
And if we can get to $150, I'll still only get $40, but I'll eat a bug too.
All right, I don't understand this whole thing. This is too complicated.
Well, he finishes, okay, that's enough out of me. Let's all do our part to blow this bitch up. Good luck. Sincerely, Imran's mother.
Oh, shit.
No, John Seifert, fan of the show, and all around, nice guy.
Jock and Nerd.
All right, John, thank you for this Patreon challenge. Basically, Ruggs, he's saying if by the end of April, we have $100 more in patron support than we did at the beginning of April.
Oh, he's going to double his money.
He will double his support from $20 to $40 a month.
Oh, shit.
That's cool.
I love it. Right? Let's make it happen. So that could be a combination of things. New listeners that aren't, jump on now. Get yourself exclusive bonus content at any level. And existing patrons, if you raise your patronage that also counts to that collective amount. So there you go. Make it happen.
Do it, guys. I mean, like, I listen, I'm all for more people donating to Patreon and, making the show a success for years to come. That's always a good thing. So do it up, man. Fucking do it.
Take up this challenge from John Seifert to the listener. I love it, John. Thank you so much. Make it happen. jockandnerd.com/Patreon. All right, continuing on with the news. John Bellotti posted this article on our Facebook group regarding Venom. And actually, there's another article Joe St. John posted that has an in-depth look at the rumored plot of the whole movie. Don't worry.
Don't spoil it, Imran.
I'm not going to read it. I read it, though. I will put the link in the show notes if you want to read it. The initial article headline, rumor has it that we shouldn't see a lot of Venom in the upcoming Venom movie.
That's a big fuck up right there.
Basically, look, this movie, I don't think it has a lot of budget. I feel like there may be multiple symbiotes, but I think it's going to be like he's in the shadows.
It then. Don't make a movie if you're not going to fucking really do it. Just don't do it.
The Venom fans are going to go see this movie to see Venom. How can you make a movie called Venom?
What's the point?
And have him in for like 5 seconds at the end.
Why are you
at the
doing
big climax?
this?
What the fuck?
Why are you doing
Why are you putting people through this?
Look, if this rumored plot is anywhere near accurate, this is going to be this is going to be a bomb. This movie is not going to do well.
I mean, we're hearing bullshit hearsay. We don't know if it's true or not.
Yes.
But
right.
just the idea that you're going to make a Venom movie and Venom's not going to be in it, that's just a complete stupid ass thing.
I mean, look, you saw the trailer. They gave us nothing in the trailer. From all this, it smells a little bit of they missed the boat. They really don't know what to do with this character, and they're probably going to change things and make decisions.
What to do?
I don't know.
How come? How do they not know what to do? What are they trying to do that I don't understand?
Bellotti nails it. He says this sounds as bad as a late 80s superhero film when they had no clue how to make one. That's the question. How can you still not know? How can you still not get it? Look at you. Marvel has given you 10 years instruction.
It's like you don't mount up and try and tackle something like this unless you're gonna like give it a decent budget. I'm not saying like $100 million, but like give it like 40 million, 50 million, like, a healthy $60 million budget and go for it. I don't understand. It just doesn't make any sense.
I have a feeling like McFarlane's Spawn movie is going to be like very similar to this Venom movie because he's doing the same thing. Like he doesn't have a lot of money and Spawn's just going to be in the shadows, kind of like Jaws. You don't really see the monster. He's in the shadows. You see him a little bit. Or it reminds me of Godzilla where you get 8 minutes of Godzilla.
It's like 15 minutes.
Someone else also on that Collider podcast, this girl brought up a good point. She's like, in the movie Beetlejuice is only in it for like 18 minutes. I was shit. Yeah, that's a good point. So, and then the third Nolan's third Batman movie, Batman's in it for like 20 minutes in like a 2.5 hour movie.
Right.
So, are those good examples? Can it be done? I don't know.
Yeah, but the point is like Batman's got a lot of things going on that doesn't need Batman to be there. You got Bruce Wayne.
That's true.
You got his whole rogues gallery. You got all these things to tell stories about. Venom, it's like, I don't know. He's like the name that people are going to go see that's tied to Spider-Man. I don't know. I think it's
This
dumb.
sounds like a what the fuck happened episode in the making. I can't wait to have another possible candidate for what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
Right? So if you really want to spoil this movie, check out the link, the spoiler link, the in-depth look at the rumored plot. It breaks it down from comic book movie. Spoil yourself. Who cares? It's
I hate
not gonna be
talking
good
about
anyways.
things that are not even like out or coming out.
It'll be out
It's
later
annoying.
this year. All right, let's talk about something that's out. I want to take a check into the Black Panther box office. Holy crap. Look at all these numbers. Domestic total right now in release 35 days, $614 million.
Oh, wowie zowie.
Its worldwide total is now at $1.2 billion.
Oh, shit.
Here's what that means. Bruggs, check this out. It is the 14th film to cross $1.2 billion.
Wow.
Here it's and according to this Forbes article, it's about to pass 2 more milestones. Everyone is predicting by Sunday it will top the Avengers domestic total of $623 million, making up the highest grossing superhero movie in North America of all time.
Holy shit.
And it may even pass the 1.21 global gross of Iron Man 3, making it the biggest solo superhero flick worldwide of all time.
Oh, wow. Shit.
It's just, T'Challa is legitimately Earth's mightiest hero. He is Earth's mightiest Avenger right now, no doubt.
Right.
It's unbelievable.
It's pretty fucking cool.
This thing does not. So here's the movie. So it's been number 1 5 weeks in a row now. Here's another crazy fact. Can you believe that since Avatar in, 2009, no movie has held the number 1 spot for 5 weeks in a row until Black Panther for like almost 10 years.
Well, that was a big deal back then. It was a thing. And this is the thing now. This is a big thing now.
How crazy is that? It's that hard to hold on to number 1 for just 5 weeks.
Well, it's a lot of factors. It's like what's in the box office. You know, if Jurassic Park came out last weekend, then this wouldn't even be talking about it.
And I think Black Panther has the benefit that it's Wrinkle in Time came out, that was nothing. Tomb Raider comes out, does nothing. Pacific Rim Uprising may be the movie that knocks it off number 1.
Well, we're hoping.
Yes, it's early because it's only Friday, so it's tracking to beat Black Panther to number 1 this weekend on its first week out. Black Panther's 6th week out, which is fine. It's still Black Panther still made $1 billion, and 5 weeks at number 1 is amazing.
Congrats to all the people at Marvel.
They're printing money. I bet they use it for toilet paper over there.
Well, I don't know what they're using it for, but it's they're not removing mustaches with it, I'll tell you that.
No, they're not. Throw some money at that. Why don't you? Okay, let's go from the highest grossing superhero flick ever to the lowest grossing DC superhero flick, which is now officially the Justice League. Ends its run in the box, theatrical run, and it is officially the lowest grossing DCEU movie today, which rocks. This is still fucking shocking to me. You're telling me you had the most iconic superheroes the world knows all together in one movie, and you couldn't make more money than Man of Steel.
Because it doesn't matter what you have, it matters how you use it.
All right. It's amazing how they fuck this up so bad.
It's the ultimate dick analogy.
Yes.
You have the world's biggest dick.
Didn't know how to use it.
Didn't know how to use it.
He kept trying to shove it in sideways.
They basically had 7 of the world's biggest dicks.
They had 7 big dicks waving, and none of them found their mark.
No. So, it's like, look, they picked the wrong story to do. They were basically driven into a corner by Zack Snyder's stupid idea to kill Superman off in, the second movie that he's in.
Yep.
For no apparent reason, because he wanted to do the Dark Knight fight.
This is the movie where they're digging themselves out of the Snyder hole.
Like, imagine, if you will, that Batman versus Superman never came out. And then Justice League was the next movie. And you didn't need to do all the killing of Superman and all that other stuff. You could have done, Darkseid was coming. And then and they needed to band up. And they needed to do some shit. So
they should have just did it like the New 52 Justice League War a little bit.
Yeah.
They tried to do that in the beginning.
That's why Batman versus Superman is going to be the movie that everybody hates forever, who wanted a good Justice League movie.
It is the movie that's going to
It ruined everything. It derailed everything.
Yes, it did. It absolutely derailed everything. And it's because Man of Steel wasn't a reactionary movie. They let Snyder do what he wanted to do. And then they got reactionary, right? Every movie after that got reactionary, didn't trust themselves. They hacked it up. Somehow we got Wonder Woman, which is good.
There was still potential for Superman in Man of Steel. Like, at the end of the movie, he could have gone on to be the Superman we all know and love.
Right. You could have just done it there. But no.
But they just leaned hard into this fucking bullshit. And it's because of the fucking game. I'm telling you that Injustice game. That comic was popular.
Yeah.
Because of the game.
Yeah.
And for some reason, the WB execs have their heads up their ass and thought that would be the direction to go in. But They're dumb.
Justice League only made $229 million. Man of Steel had made $291, and even Batman v Superman is made $330 million. It couldn't even make. It's just so crazy.
It's just fucking disappointing.
It's so disappointing. So look, DC's plan is we're not going to hear stuff from them until the end of the year where they got Aquaman. We know that's coming out. We know they're filming that. Maybe I hope we get a trailer soon. So I'd love to see a trailer for Aquaman. And then we know they're making Shazam because last episode we talked about Zachary Levi and his bright red fucking Shazam costume on these set photos. And now we have an official logo. I was hoping they would release some kind of teaser or something. All we got is this logo, Rugs. Give me your design critique on this DC's Shazam logo. It's 3D-ish. There's clouds in the background. There's a lightning bolt. It's glowing. What do you think? I think it's not bad.
Let me look at it.
It's got a fun, like you can tell this movie's going to be kind of not take itself too seriously and be fun, but then it also seems
it looks like a comedy.
Yeah, it looks like a comedy
it has
logo.
A comedic tone to it.
Right? It absolutely does, but still has that kind of superheroic, epic, bold look. So
yeah, it looks like somebody was just like fucking around in like in a 3D program and did some lettering.
They got a nice 3D bend on and 3D renders, and they rendered the bevels, and there's lighting effects and all the shit you expect.
It's fine. It looks like a comedy though. It looks very comedic.
Yes, that I thought was interesting. Like it does tell you that this may be a comedy, that this is going to be a bunch of laughs.
Hopefully it's if it's funny, then all's forgiven, but I doubt it's going to be one of those cringy funny.
Yeah, I mean, like, how funny? They can't do, like, Deadpool funny. Like, what kind of funny would work for Shazam? Like, you know, wholesome funny?
Like, it's going to be big, basically.
Well, that's like a Tom Hanks fucking, you know, wholesome funny. It's going to be
like
big.
13 going on 30.
Oh, so, like, yeah, slapsticky swap. Ugh, well, sometimes that could work.
What is the other what other age swap movies can we think of?
Freaky Friday?
Freaky Friday. What's the one with Kirk Cameron?
That wasn't that 13 going on 30?
No, I think
Cameron is another one. He does the Switch. He has a Switch movie.
There's so many Switch movies.
Well, of course, The Parent Trap being isn't that the original?
We got Google Switch movies.
We're gonna Google Switch movies. Fine, go to the Google's machine.
Well, there's the Switch.
Yeah, but that's Blake Edwards. That's different. How are you gonna Google this? What's the search term?
Body swap movies. Here we go. Ready?
There you go. Okay, read me the list.
Let's do it. The Change Up.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, we got 18 again. No one's seen that.
The Hot Chick, that counts.
The Hot Chick counts.
Like Father, Like Son, 1987.
Like Father, Like Son, yes.
Kirk Cameron swaps with Dudley Moore, of all people.
Yes. Dream a Little Dream?
I don't remember that one.
I don't remember that one either.
18 again.
18 again, yes.
Prelude to a Kiss was a there's one called Vice Versa.
Vice Versa, I've seen. Is that with fucking Fred Savage?
That might be with Fred Savage. Dude, All of Me from 1984, Steve Martin, Lily Tomlin, hilarious movie.
Vice Versa.
Vice Versa.
I just can't remember that fucking movie. All right. So we named them all.
So Big is going to be a body swap movie with superpowers.
No, it's not a body swap. It's just.
I mean, it's not body swap.
Big is not really a body swap, but it's kind of.
It's a kid who wakes up in an adult's body.
Yeah, it's like half of a body swap movie.
Yeah, that's what happens to Billy.
You don't see the other end of like the adult who gets in the kid's body.
Wait, what's that story? How come nobody has shown us that story?
Well,
I want to be a kid again. Make it happen, Hollywood.
Yes.
Did you see this image from? Remember George Miller was trying to make a Justice League movie a long time ago in the 90s called Justice League Mortal?
I can't see this image. Where is this image?
So if you click on the link from comicbookmovie.com, it's in the bottom of the article.
Yeah, but you can't make it bigger. You can't embiggen it.
No, you can't. That's very fuzzy. It's very. Oh, that's your problem. No, it's just a low res image of. But here's the lineup. You got Batman, Superman, Flash, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and then there's a Martian Manhunter and Green Lantern.
Yeah, but you can't see anything.
No, you can't see shit. This must be the only thing that ever came out of there.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, it's far away enough where it looks really bad, and
it does not look good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my takeaway.
But if you zoomed in, maybe you could see that it was kind of cool. Because I think they have the pictures of Megan Gale as Wonder Woman.
Oh, really?
And the costume isn't that terrible. I mean, it's not like Gal Gadot's costume is fucking way better. I mean, that's what Zack Snyder does get right, is that he knows how to do
costumes are great. Yeah, to his credit, the costumes are great.
He knows how to light them, too, properly.
I just look a George Miller Justice League movie like that. That would have been fucking kick ass. Like I would have loved to see how that came out. If you like, imagine Fury Road.
It would have probably been better than just the regular. And if even the costume sucked, it'd still probably be a better movie.
Be fucking George Miller. Actually, he wouldn't have used CGI. He would have had the guy in Batman actually on top of the car, and he'd be throwing him around. That's how he rolls.
He likes to make real stunts. He likes to be practical.
Yeah. Dude, it would have been sick. He would have killed some people. It would have been a great movie. All right, Ruggs, I got a little bit of a nostalgia segment here, and this is great because Anthony's not here. We can geek out about stuff that's come back from our childhood and stuff that's left from our childhood. I'm going to start with, have you seen this trailer for this Cobra Kai series that's going to be on YouTube
Cobra
Red?
Kai.
Cobra Kai.
This is the rival dojo to Miyagi-Do dojo from the original Karate Kid.
I'm driving home from work yesterday, and in this strip mall, I see... After 30 years, I thought that guy might have changed, but he's still the same prick. I heard you beat up a bunch of teenagers.
I didn't beat up any teenagers. I kicked the crap out of a bunch of assholes who deserved it.
Thinks he could bring Cobra Kai back to the valley? Not on my watch.
You want those kids at school to keep dumping things on your head? You want all the girls to think you're a wangless dork? You're gonna be my karate teacher? No. I'm gonna be your sensei.
Holy shit, 34 years later. And at first I was like, oh my God, what are they doing? And then I watched this. Dude, this looks actually really good. Ralph Macchio is in it. The guy that plays Sweep the Leg Johnny is in it. It picks up 34 years later. And I love how Danny LaRusso is a fucking douchebag car salesman, owns a dealership.
Of course.
That's great.
Mr. Miyagi, he died and he lost his way. He became a douche.
Danny was a dick, and Johnny is just a fucking washed up drunk.
You want to know what this is from?
What?
There was like some YouTube thing where like someone YouTubed like made a video of Karate Kid from like the other guy's perspective, and Danny is actually like the asshole in the movie.
And you can kind of argue that. I can absolutely see how Danny
he's trying to move in on his girl.
Yeah.
Like, and then some guy, a grown man, beats up all of his friends. And like, that's what he does in this movie. Like, in this commercial, like, Johnny beats up a bunch of kids and he's like, why are you an ass? I'm like, that's what Mr. Miyagi did, you fuck. And you know what? You didn't care about it then. So.
I love it. And Johnny in this is a little bit of a dick,
it's
too.
Very ironic.
Yeah, I love the switch of the whole thing. And he beats up these kids this kid's getting picked. He kicks their ass. He's going to be his sensei. I'm going to watch this. Do you have to pay for YouTube Red? Will I have to pay for this? Yes, you do. God damn it. I will find a way to watch this.
I'm going to send you the link.
Okay, starts May 2nd. Oh, for the other one. Because, yes, in a way, Danny LaRusso is kind of a dick in all those movies that I love.
You can put this in the show notes.
Okay. I love that they flip this around. May 2nd, it comes out on YouTube Red. I'm all in on this one.
I just sent you the link.
I'm all in. I will put this. Hold on. I'm going to click this.
The Karate Kid is the story of Daniel, a violent sociopath who moves to a California town and begins tormenting a local boy and his friends.
The Karate Kid, Daniel, is the real bully. J. Matthew Movies. I'll put that in the show notes. I got to watch that later because I love it. It's a great take. Check out Cobra Kai on YouTube. Okay, I got more nostalgia for you, Ruggs, in the form of this.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got the best for so much less. You really flip your lid. From bikes to trains to video games, it's the biggest toy store there is. Gee whiz! I don't want to grow up, 'cause baby, if I did, I couldn't be a Toys R Us kid. More games, more toys. Oh boy, I want to be a Toys R Us kid.
Did that bring back any Toys R Us memories?
Yes, I did. I remember
Ruggs?
lots of different things.
Toys R Us going out of business announced last week, and it brought back a lot of memories because let me tell you, as a kid, when you walk into a warehouse-sized building and there are toys stacked to the fucking ceiling, geek boner, you have no excuse but to lose your fucking mind when you're a child.
Yeah.
Amazing memories.
Do you go to Toys R Us at all?
Still, these days, no. I haven't been in a Toys R Us in a long time.
I go to Toys R Us at least once every 2 months.
Do you? What do you get there?
I don't get anything. I just hang out there, and parents try and get me arrested.
Do people try and buy you, and you're like, "Hey, hands off, bud"?
No, they're like, "Why is this weirdo in here in the toy store?
This puppet's got no kids. What is he doing?
Yeah, what's he doing?" No, I like to go look at the toys. I just like to know what's out there. I love toys.
Dude, as a kid, that's where you had to go to get your Nintendo games for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah, you remember when you had to go to Toys R Us to get your video games? Like, you had to get that piece of paper?
Yeah, you would take the slip and you bring it to and you could just, like, ride bikes in the store up and down the aisles and fucking try them out.
Great.
And then just, like, toys stacked to the ceiling. It was really sad. Another weird thing that happened, the founder of Toys R Us, Charles Lazarus, just died at 94 days after the chain announced it was closing.
Well, they've known about this for a while. They've been like shutting down stores all year.
Well, I found out I did because somebody at work was telling me about this. And at first I just assumed like this is the big box stores, obviously. You know, you're like, who goes to a store that just sells toys? You just have, but I need to buy deodorant and a car battery and a fishing lure at the same time. I can't do that at Toys R Us.
Yeah.
I can do it at Target. So part of that is the big box. And I'm like, Toys R Us, you should have been the online toy retailer. What happened? But there's all this thing about venture capital's private equity. They were holding on to $5 billion in debt.
Yeah.
They went private and then they tried to go back public and it didn't work. And they finally had to pull the plug.
Yeah, it was a whole fuck up of debt that just kept piling up. They couldn't pay it back.
Yeah, it's happened to a bunch of companies.
So it just got basically corporately fucked.
It did a slow corporate fucking to bankruptcy.
Yeah.
But I know I saw somewhere KB Toys is trying to make a comeback and push into that.
Because there's a hole. I think that the problem with Toys R Us is not that toys weren't selling. It's just that, first of all, they have the size of their warehouse is huge.
Yeah, they have lots of product.
Toys R Us was doing two things, right? It had Toys R Us and Babies R Us, all right?
And Kids R Us.
There was a lot of redundancy in both stores. Like, they should have been like, okay, let's make two smaller stores and not like have all this redundancy where like you should have just toys in Toys R Us and then baby stuff and whatever.
They had stores inside of stores.
Yeah. Yeah, it was weird.
Whatever. Yeah.
But like I think that there is like room for like a
Do you think we need a toy store? Like
a boutique toy store? Yeah, of course. I think because I mean, as a collector of toys, like I don't really go to Toys R Us to buy most of the stuff that I buy. I usually buy everything off Amazon, or I go to like a specialty store or a comic book store or special order stuff that I want. But I think that like it's good to have options when you're walking around. When you're a kid, you want to like look at the toys and like touch them. You don't want to just order it from a fucking a gift that you see on screen.
You're right. And in fact, it's hard to find independent toy stores in our neighborhood here in Lincoln Square in Chicago. Right down the street, there's like an old school mom and pop independent toy store that's been there for decades. And I'm like, how the fuck are these people paying the rent every month selling toys? And I went in like one Christmas season. It was a lot of fun. There was a shitload of people in there. I was like, wow, this place is crazy. They have everything. I forgot how much fun it is to go into a toy store.
Well, kids have birthdays.
Yeah.
There's you bribe kids with toys. You know what I'm saying? Like, shut the fuck up. I'll get you He-Man.
Old Jeffrey the giraffe is retired.
Yeah, but it's sad because they still have bookstores. And remember when all the bookstores were closing down?
There's a lot less bookstores. There's a lot less comic book stores.
Well, I'm just like even like before there was like B. Dalton Books and
right. There was B. Dalton Bookseller and Borders and Barnes & Noble, and what was that one that was in the airports? That one's gone too?
Yeah, they had all of those. Now it's just Barnes & Nobles and select places, and that's it. And those places are like, people go there for the coffee,
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. That's what it's going to be. See you later, Toys R Us. I have fond memories.
There's still a toy section at Walmart. And
but it's not the same. It's not the same.
It's not the same. You know what happens when you go to Walmart to like buy toys?
Yeah.
Like you can only find Michelangelo and none of the other Ninja Turtles. They always have like that one.
That's right.
Of like 1,000 of one fucking. Yes. And what about the other guys? They don't have like all the guys there.
And it's the one that you don't need that you have.
I hate that. I hate that.
Why is there 14 cyborgs here? I just want a Batman. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what
Nobody
happens.
wants Cyborg. I feel bad for Cyborg.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on.
The story of my family is one of triumph and sacrifice. How we led a revolution against tyranny. And now it falls on my shoulders to save my world.
Someone from the future is coming to destroy Krypton. Because where I'm from, your grandson becomes the greatest hero of the universe.
The story of my family isn't about how we died. It's about how we lived.
Speaking of DC heroes, Syfy just aired the pilot of this new show called Krypton, and we are going to review it right now for you. Spoilers!
Spoiler alert.
If you haven't seen it, but before we get to the spoilers, I recommend going to watch it because, Ruggs, opening thoughts, I gotta say, this was surprisingly good.
So you like this?
It was a lot better than what I thought I was going to get. I thought I was going to get a Gotham mess, and instead I got like a Game of Thrones-esque political show with a lot to dig into. I was actually really impressed. I was like, this is pretty good. I liked it. What did you think?
I mean, I don't know. There's parts of it that are cool. There's parts of it that are not cool. It tries to be a show that looks like it's really big budget, but it's not. Because they have like some good like cutaways with CG, and there's some good kind of world building. You know,
the world building is good. The sets, I think, look really good.
They have some certain sets that look okay, but then as soon as you see a group of people, then it all breaks down because like all of their costuming is like, why are they dressed like, I don't know, they're dressed like in like leather jackets.
I knew you were gonna have a problem with the costuming. It didn't bother me. Let's set up the series. The whole show starts 200 years before the birth of Superman on a thriving Krypton, but they all live in like bubble cities because the planet's all fucked up. And so it's the city of Kandor, and the main character is Seg-El, which is Clark, Kal-El's grandfather.
That's right.
And I guess they live like his son will live like 173 years. So they live longer than humans, obviously. So there's the 200-year gap. But the series starts with the House of El getting their crest ripped from their family. They become rankless, and it's this Kandor is a whole society of ranks. And I like the stuff they pulled from Man of Steel, like because it's Goyer who wrote on Man of Steel. He had this idea to make this show, and you get a little bit of that from the beginning of that movie, the Krypton. You get a little bit of that in this movie. You got the same shards with the House of LS on it, and you have the same thing where everyone's is predisposed, picked what their job is, no choice. Everything's decided for you. I love all that stuff, Rex. I love all that kind of stuff to play with. It seems
pretty cool. I'm withholding like judging it really harshly until I see a few more episodes. I mean, I'm gonna tentatively watch the next 2 or 3 and see what happens because there's a lot to like unpack.
There is. You got to give it 3 episodes. But in this one episode, I thought it was a solid setup, solid pilot, great world building. So then we get into the real gimmick of the show,
which I don't like.
Okay, the real gimmick of the show is Adam Strange, a DC comic book character, comes back to the past. And he's dressed in just like a hoodie and a hat because Adam Strange, if you don't know, you know what he looks like in the comic books, Ruggs? He's got like a jetpack.
Yeah, he has
like a pointy helmet.
Yeah, he's like one of those Rocketeer dudes.
Yeah, he's got like a white X over a red bodysuit. Well, this is just some dude, looks like it comes from 2018. He finds Seg-El and he's like, yo, in the future, Superman is going to disappear. You need to save Krypton. Brainiac is coming. He's destroying worlds. And that in the future jeopardizes the safety of your grandson, Superman. He has Superman's cape, and they give the whole series a fucking Back to the Future plot device.
I just love that they're running in fear from something called Brainiac.
Brainiac, in the sense that this cape
they call it something else? And
this cape is slowly disappearing in time. It's dissolving, and that is their hourglass for how long they have before Superman completely disappears from existence. So this is the driving motivation for this series 200 years before Superman is born. But you know what? I kind of dig all of it. I love Segel. He's like he's kind of like a Harrison Ford Han Solo character, like a wild card, does his own thing and snarky and doesn't listen to authority. And
it's got potential for he's got potential for being a lead in the show. You
got a lot of like cross romance between the classes. You got the Zod family. Like you get to meet the early Zod family, and you see how the L family and the Zod family have a rival where it starts. Lots of good stuff, dude. And even the girl who played the military Zod woman, she was an Amazon in Wonder Woman. It has great female characters. That was great. This is Brainiac's first live action depiction since he was created in 1958. It's the first time what'd you think of how he looked? I thought he looked pretty good. I thought it was sufficiently ominous and impending.
Yeah, he looked ominous. That's fine. Yeah. I mean, what I thought of this whole thing was it's the first episode. As soon as Adam Strange walked onto the thing, I was like, oh, this is going in a bad direction. I was like, this is going to be Cheezola, and it's going to take away from the intrigue of. I mean, I didn't think I was going to be interested in Kryptonian politics, but right. I got sucked in.
Yeah, me too.
In the first half hour, then all of a sudden this kind of like throws it on its side and makes it about Superman, which is like irrelevant because he's not going to be on the show.
You know, that's kind of a good point. You got two things going on now, and one is a little more compelling than the other.
I don't know. It's just weird to now put this kind of like perilous situation. They're already in peril. They're going to fucking explode. Like, why do we need to put another peril that has nothing to do with the story that now fucks with the timeline?
But here's the thing. It's way before the planet explodes. So you got to have another
but like
danger.
Now the guy has like an advanced knowledge of Superman, and it takes away some of the wonder behind Superman. Like they had like an inclination that he was going to be this thing, but now they know for a fact that he's
but Strange even does say like I can't tell you everything because it'll affect things. But I kind of like finding out why like Kal-El's family is become this like moral do-gooding family. Like where did that come from? I love the history of that. The people running Kandor are like a religious group, and they follow the voice of Rao. And Segel's grandfather didn't want to submit, and that's why they banished him. That's why they got their crest ripped away. And then there is a terrorist faction called Black Zero that wants to attack the religious sect running things, and they have a military. So there's lots of great dynamic there to play with.
Yeah, but David Goyer wrote this.
That's the problem.
I think there's a huge problem with that.
He came up with it, and he said there was a piece afterwards where he talked about a lot of his ideas from Man of Steel, like how and we see the original Fortress of Solitude. I thought that was kind of cool, and like his designs he came up with during Man of Steel. They used a lot of that in this now.
Well, they're using it in Supergirl.
Yeah,
they're using fucking the Fortress of Solitude in everybody's fucking shows. It's I don't know. I feel like that they're going to the blaze your own path. Let's go. Like you have Krypton. Let's fucking establish some shit. Like, you know, I think that the Fortress of Solitude being a part of Krypton, it's cool as representation on Earth. It doesn't make sense to have a Fortress of Solitude in Krypton.
Well, there was an original one, and then he built another one based on the original.
You're buying that?
Yeah.
All right.
Why not?
Okay.
Look, here's what I love about this is the fact that they put it so far in the past that they don't really have to worry about any continuity with any of the other shows or movies. They can kind of rewrite Superman's history because this story has never been told about the planet of Krypton this far back.
Superman doesn't know about this.
No, he doesn't. And I know John Byrne had a series called World of Krypton, but I think largely no one's ever thought about what was Krypton like when it was thriving, like way before it blew up. What was going on with it, 2 generations of him. And they can also, with this time travel, they can pull any character they want from the DC universe. I
don't like that either.
That's a little bit of a crutch there, maybe.
I don't know.
So yeah, the thing is, Brainiac's coming. He's going to consume Krypton and move on. Segel's got to convince the leaders to stop him.
Like we're going to make a movie about ancient Rome, and we're going to put The Rock in it, and he's going to play like the guy from the Fast and the Furious for some reason. Like it just like doesn't go. It just I don't know. It's like it doesn't. I don't know. That's a horrible analogy, but like whatever.
Yeah, I have no idea what that means, but I will say I was pleasantly
Well, it's
surprised.
like we're gonna do a story about the Revolutionary War, and then we're gonna have Captain America show up. It's just like it doesn't.
They're mixing characters and times. Look, I was hesitant of this show, and I didn't think it didn't make sense to me. But
well, I said that I gotta give it 3 episodes.
I really enjoyed it. Turns out there's a lot. There's a lot to mine. There's a lot of things I'm suddenly interested in. Like I love his bartender buddy and him have a great relationship. I want to learn more about the Zod family. Seg is in love with the girl whose mom, spoiler, killed his parents in front of him. Like that's gonna fuck things up. That was amazing. What a great twist.
Yeah, that definitely gives it some pathos.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. Check it out. If we haven't spoiled it,
I was thinking it was going to be complete dog shit, and it wasn't.
So did I.
It wasn't complete dog shit.
No,
it wasn't. It's interesting. My interest is piqued. I am kind of curious about it. I do have some things I don't like. I don't like them mixing it this early on in the show. Everything being mixed in. I think that they should have let that breathe a little bit and let me get tied into that before. Fucking, we have Brainiac and fucking Adam Strange. Well,
look, they had to shove the hard Superman reference in the first episode. Maybe they'll, it'll fade to the background a little bit and then slowly come back. But the pilot, you got to hook people. You got to be like, oh yeah, that's the suit. Look, I got his cape. It's Superman.
But you're gonna make people think that Superman's gonna be in the show, and he's not.
No, I think it's clear he's never gonna be in the show. I think it's clear we are
Adam
200.
Strange can get there.
That is why didn't just Superman just come then?
Yeah,
it's a good point. You just turned me around on that.
It's just Superman, when you have something that's that like I could just go to Krypton and go back in time into another fucking universe.
I was wondering how
wouldn't Superman to figure out how to do that? Wouldn't he fucking do everything he could to go back in time and see his family?
Maybe he's busy fighting Brainiac. I was wondering because Adam Strange seemed to just disappear and then appear. And I'm like, where is he? Where is he living? How is he there? And how long? Maybe he leaves and doesn't come back. I don't
know.
I'm in though, dude. I love the sets. I thought the art direction looked great. I like the costumes. I think it works. I like all the art design.
It would be cooler. Krypton would have been much cooler is if they had let's say we start out in Metropolis.
Yeah.
And Superman's like, hey man, I would like to see my parents. And he goes and taps the Flash on the shoulder and go, can you make a fucking go back in time and throughout space and time so I can go to Krypton for and just see what it's like? And he goes in and he ends up unfortunately way earlier than he was supposed to come, and he meets his grandfather.
And then you know what happens? He causes Krypton to not explode. He doesn't exist.
No,
Boom,
he's not.
Superman
He has no he has no powers there. He's just a dude.
Paradox.
He can't do anything.
He would be like Adam Strange.
Yeah. And then eventually he would come back.
The show does start with him talking to Kal-El, whoever the voiceover. He's talking to Kal-El. He's like, let me tell you about your grandfather or something.
Right.
They all have British accents. I don't know. I think it works. I like it.
Well, now that they know about Kal-El, they even know what to name him, so they're talking to him directly.
Well, only Seg-El knows, though. Only Seg-El knows.
Right.
He's the one guy.
Yeah, well, he's the grandfather. He's going to be making that speech.
But to think this guy who who's a hustler and gets beat up is gonna be Superman's grandfather and start he thinks he's the last of the L family when in fact he is the beginning of a greater L family. I like that. I want to see how
that's cool. That redemption story. I think it's good. I just am perplexed why they would make such a ham-fisted, not elegant story. With not even using a character that nobody cares about. You could easily take Kal-El, put him on Krypton, and then everybody knows that he's Superman, but he can't be Superman, so you don't have to do any of the effects, any of the suit stuff.
That's true.
And he could just be whatever.
You could have sent Kal-El back.
Yeah. I just wrote a better Krypton. Thank you, and checks in the mail.
Send that. Yeah. Get out of that Syfy.
Okie dokie.
But look, Syfy. As a channel, they've been giving us some pretty good hard-hitting shit. They swore in this show. Happy came out, and that was a fucking crazy show. And there's a trailer for their next series called Night Flyers, which is an adaptation of George R. Martin's book Night Flyers. Did you see that trailer for Night Flyers?
Yeah, it looks like Event Horizon or some other bullshit.
Yeah, or like Aliens. He describes it as Psycho in space. It's like a space horror. And based off George Martin's work, are you interested in watching this? This looks kind of interesting. It's 10 episodes.
I might. I'm not like a huge horror fan.
Yeah.
But I might check it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's George. If it's anything, if it's
even
I
really
bit,
do love sci-fi so much, but like, if I feel like I could, like, it's not going to surprise me at all, then I don't bother with it.
I think they're giving us some good shit. I think they're slowly starting to make some quality product. And if this has even a little bit of creative Game of Thrones juice that George has,
it looks like it's going to be very high quality. So it's worth checking out, and we'll see what happens when it comes out.
Night Flyers start soon. And then before we get to the feedback, wrap the show up. Ruggs.
Yeah.
You saw the Pacific Rim last night, didn't you?
I did.
Oh, shit. First of all, when do you go to movies on the Thursday night before the release date? What's going on? You always complain. You're always like, I got to go after the weekend. I'm going to go on the Monday.
Well, I discovered that, first of all, that this movie was out on a Thursday, and I didn't even know it was out.
All movies come out on Thursdays now.
I didn't know that.
All right.
But I was like, okay, well, there's not really like a huge hype around this movie, so I'm pretty sure that if I go, there won't be like packed.
And how was attendance?
It was like not that many people.
All right, well, let's do this.
Like, I would say about half full.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Give us a quick spoiler-free rug down review. Here's your rug down.
Here's the rug down. On a scale of 1 to 10, I don't know. I'm kind of like dancing around like a 6, maybe.
Okay, middle of the road there.
Yeah. Maybe a 6.5. I did have fun, and I was entertained, but like I was just like, it's one of those things where Guillermo del Toro's movie, it's funny because the first time I ever saw the first Pacific Rim, I was kind of disappointed when I saw it. And then I was like, man, like I thought it was going to be so. Then I saw it again. Then I saw it again. And I just kept on like going, this movie's fucking awesome. I can't believe I didn't see how great this movie was. And it is great because the way that he directs the action and the way he gives weight to these Jaegers and the way that just the savagery of the fights, even though it's underwater a lot of time and it's obscured by rain and it's dark,
it's very dark in a lot of those
there's so
shots
many stylistically great things that happen, and it's kind of like very iconic. That's the way I could put it. It's iconic. Like I remember the choreography to every fight because it moves in a way that it's almost like you could just memorize it like a good fight choreography. This particular Pacific Rim Uprising,
which is not Guillermo del Toro, it's Steven S. the Knight, the guy who did Daredevil.
It doesn't have that same panache.
No panache on this on Uprising. Oh,
yes,
okay.
It doesn't have the same kind of like, I mean, Pacific Rim almost was like an actual like real movie. Even though it had paper thin characters and kind of like nonsensical acting in parts, it still tried to be like a good movie. This was kind of like a very by the numbers. Let's make a big movie. Let's make a big action movie. Let's like not make it too complicated. Let's not really delve into anything. Everything's on the surface. And the fight scenes, some of them are actually pretty good, but there's a lot less kaiju than you'd expect in this movie.
Oh, really?
And I think that they could have, if they would have, like, it's a really short movie, right?
Okay.
And what they chose to do is basically hit you with like everything in the kitchen sink at the end of the movie, and they have a couple of fight scenes throughout the movie. So I feel like they could have like spread it out a little bit more and spent more time like kind of getting into the mechanics of the fight, a little like Guillermo del Toro did.
Right.
But what they do now, it's like a battle royale, and it's hard to. Remember you used to watch a battle royale? You couldn't tell what the fuck was going on.
No, there's 20 dudes in the fucking cage, and you don't know who's hitting who and who's teaming up with who.
Yeah, so it was it was a cacophony. It was just like,
it sounds like it was made for the global market, maybe.
Yeah, this is definitely, like, if I was 11, this would be my fucking jam.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So they just went for the 12-year-olds.
Yeah, and speaking of 12-year-olds, the stars of this movie are 12-year-olds.
Are they?
Yeah, it's not like a Pacific Rim.
Oh, there's a bunch of kids in there. Yeah,
they're the
Who are those
pilots.
kids?
So it's like,
I
don't know. That's kind of a spoiler, but like anyway,
spoilers.
I mean, you see it. You see it in the trailers. So
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
see those kids.
Yeah, so it's like, it's kind of like a lot of the adult stuff, a lot of the stuff with weight is like kind of like not there. Anyway, so the movie, it's entertaining. The fight scenes move a little too fast for me. They're a little too, I mean, somebody likened it to like, it's like watching a real life Ultraman or a real life like Godzilla versus Megalon or something.
Gundam. Somebody said Gundam. It's like a Gundam.
It could be where everything's moving laser fast.
Right.
Pacific Rim, they didn't move that fast. They moved fast enough to be entertaining.
Yeah.
And that's what you need. So I feel like that it was a little bit of a misstep, but I think that it's not a complete waste of time. I think that there's still entertainment to be gained from watching it.
Should Guillermo come back for the next movie?
If he would, I'd fucking be so psyched. Because, I mean, like, this could happen. Like, I know that there was this projections for this movie was going to be a complete failure or something.
Yeah, they did not.
I don't think it's going to be. I think that the global market's going to like this movie.
It'll probably be huge in China.
It's definitely tailored for that.
How many Chinese people in this movie?
A lot. I mean, not a lot, but like not a lot. But there's like a whole there's a big Chinese corporation that's involved, and there's a bunch of actors there. And I think the Shatter Dome is in China, so it's like they're skewing it towards that.
I believe it costs $155 million to make, and I'm wondering,
which is cheaper, I think, than the last one.
Well, yeah, it's cheaper than the last one.
And it has more action than the last one.
Really?
This has more action in it, I think.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know if it's more, but there's just more things going on in this.
Yeah.
Because you got like all the new, like the new Jaegers are cool, I guess. I mean, they're not as bad looking as I thought they were going to be, but I don't know. When you see it, if you ever do see it, when we do a full spoiler review, we'll talk about it in depth. But those things were not as big of a letdown as I thought they were. There was just how they used what they had. It's kind of like the Justice League thing. They had everything there. They just didn't use it properly.
Well, I see. I mean, it's gonna beat Black Panther at the box office, so that's interesting that this.
I'm hoping that it makes like.
Not Tomb Raider. Like, this movie is the one that knocks it off.
I'm hoping that it makes like 30 million.
Oh, opening weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't projected it all. So, should we bother see? Should we do a full review? I'm like, I don't know if I want to go see this.
If you really want, I went to go see it because
I know he likes.
I went to go see it because I was really excited to see it because I knew it was going to be probably a bad movie, but like I love what Guillermo del Toro did so much. I just want to know what was going to happen to his idea.
Yeah.
And after this movie was over, I was like, you know what? I'm like, maybe not have been the best movie, but I could still see little kids loving this movie and wanting to keep this thing going, like keep this franchise going.
There's a lot of toys to be sold, and that's what the movie kind of looks like, is giant toys fighting. So
yeah, that's exactly what it is.
You know they're going to sell some toys. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see this movie and do a full review. Questionable at the moment. There's a lot of shit out there that I want to watch and review anyways. And but I know Anthony loves the Pacific Rim, so we'll probably.
I think he's going to probably see it regardless.
Yeah, we'll probably end up doing it. All right, well, good. That's a good early preview review of that. Thanks for giving us your thoughts, Ruggs. Hopefully, I think a lot of other people.
Hey, man, if you guys liked it more than me, let me know. Like, send Imran a letter or something. I don't know what you do.
Send me a letter in the mail, not electronically.
Yeah, do it on the Facebook group or whatever. Send them. What do you call that? Post something?
What?
Write a post.
Post it on the Facebook group or send us an email.
A little posty thingy.
Put a little white posty thingy on your computer. I will read it. I'll see it somehow. Yeah. All right. We got some feedback and then we're going to wrap up the show.
Yeah, do this. Whatever this is.
Yes. What are you doing? Whatever this is.
Feedbacking.
Feedback. Do this. Matt Miller. writes from the Facebook group, you guys need to do more of the What the Fuck with Matt segments. Those are amazingly funny. Listening to you guys just blow holes through all the shoddy writing in these movies. I laugh so hard and go, oh yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Matt, I'm glad you enjoy the What the Fuck Happens. We have 8 of them, but they are draining for Matt to sit through and do all the research and actually go through the shitty movies. So that's why we're on a quarterly schedule. Ruggs, I'll argue too much of a good thing makes it not good anymore sometimes.
Yeah, keep them wanting more. It's better.
Always keep them wanting more. Now, man, if you want more, sign up to our fan club on Patreon. Maybe we'll throw a couple of bonus What the Fucks on the Patreon feed, and you'll get to check that out. I like that idea. Jimmy the Geek writes in. He says, appreciate the shout out in the post show from last week. Loved your takes on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Any thoughts on Gotham? So terrible, but we must keep watching.
I'm not watching that anymore.
You're not watching it? Okay, we'll talk about it later. He says, just completed my MCU binge through 18 movies. Really fun to watch them all in sequence, and it really tells an awesome story. Just for fun, here's my ranking. He sends his ranking. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I will read, though, from Black Panther up to number 1.
All
right. So he has Black Panther at number 7. Number 6, Ant-Man. Number 5, Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 4, Winter Soldier. Number 3, Civil War. Number 2, Iron Man. Number 1, Avengers.
Geek Boner.
That's a solid top 7.
My Winter Soldier's at the top of mine.
Yes, we will. He says, would love to hear you guys do a quick rundown before Infinity War. Congrats on the 3-year mark. Again, Jimmy the Geek. Look, we're going to do our ranking the MCU movies again. We did it in 2015. Now there's like 4-6 more movies out. So I don't know when we'll do it either before Infinity War or after. We'll do a whole show because I can't, I really have to sit down and think about this. In fact, I think I have to rewatch some of these movies.
Maybe. I think that's a good idea. I should rewatch
some of the top tier and bottom tier movies. I may have to rewatch them so I can remember.
When's the last time you saw Thor?
That's the thing. I need to see the Thors, the Iron Mans. I kind of vague on a little bit. And then I just want to watch Civil War and Winter Soldier again.
Yeah, I only saw Iron Man 3 once. And that was because of that whole, I was so mad about that the Mandarin being fucking Ben Kingsley.
Yes, that was very off-putting.
Fuck you. That was like a big fuck you.
They kind of wasted the Mandarin. And a great actor, Ben fucking Kingsley, Gandhi. You did this to Gandhi? The Mahatma? How dare you?
Well.
Oh, God.
Gandhi would just be peaceful about it.
Yes. Gandhi, just eat some food. You'll be fine. So Jimmy the Geek, keep an eye out. We'll do our full review show. I got to put more thought. I can't just spit out my top because really it changes every day. My mind changes. So depends where it lands. That's it for this show. Listener Ruggs, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter. On
the toilet? Did you say you can find me on the toilet?
You can find me on Twitter where I will be on the toilet.
I think Ruggs has to go to the bathroom, so it's a good thing we're ending here.
You're segueing before something happens. At Really Rugboy.
On
Twitter.
If you want a free month of Stitcher Premium, just visit Stitcher.com/premium. Use the promo code NERD. That'll get you a free month just for you, listener. Also, check out our shop, but get yourself a Rugboy t-shirt, jockandnerd.com/shop, and tell a friend. Spread this empire of stupidity, and you will be our friends forever. Thanks for listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's not Anthony.
That's not the Jock.
And he's still the nerd.
We'll catch you next time, and Rugboy has to use the toilet. Ruggs, did you shart? Can you hold it in?
No, I'm good. I was on the precipice.
What level is it on the Bristol-Myers shit chart? Is it like a 7?
It's not a code brown yet. It's like we're almost there.
All right, you're doing good.
How long is this song?
Jock and Nerd.
Yeah. All right, I made it. I'll be right back.